What's the harshest punishment your parents ever gave you? The one that cut deeper than anything else. I was 12 when my dad banned me from every museum for an entire year. And before you think that's not a big deal, you need to understand something about me and my dad. Museums were our thing. Every Saturday we picked a new one. Natural history, art galleries, science centers, even tiny local places that showcased old farming tools. I lived for those trips. My dad packed sandwiches, and we spent hours walking through halls, reading every sign, and trying every interactive display. But I had one really bad habit. I used to take little things from the gift shops. Nothing major. A pencil here, a tiny eraser there, brochures that clearly said do not remove. Sometimes even a magnet or a marker would go missing when no one was looking. Dad caught me a few times and warned me, "Stealing is stealing, Emily. It doesn't matter how small it is," but I just laughed it off. "Relax, Dad. It's not like I'm robbing a bank." Then came the day at the Metropolitan Museum of Central Sciences. They had a brand new geology exhibit for kids. That's when I saw it. This tiny glass bead, no bigger than a marble, sitting in a wooden bowl. The sign said it was real volcanic glass from Mount Vesuvius. I stared at it for 5 minutes thinking, it's so small no one would notice. My dad was reading across the room, so I slipped it into my jacket pocket. 20 minutes later, a security guard tapped my shoulder. "Excuse me, miss, can you empty your pockets?" My stomach dropped. He pulled out the glass immediately. When they called my dad, I'll never forget his face. Not angry, just broken, like something inside him had cracked. The guard was surprisingly kind, but my dad had to apologize again and again. He paid a fine, and thankfully, they didn't press charges. But everyone in that room saw. The ride home was 15 minutes of absolute silence, not even the radio. When we got back, Dad sat me down at the kitchen table and said 6 words that crushed me. "You're banned from museums. 1 year." At first, I thought he was joking. "Dad, come on, that's insane." But his face was stone. "You think stealing is no big deal? Fine, let's see how it feels when you lose the thing you love most." The punishment started right away. My birthday was coming up, and every year we went to the Natural History Museum to see the dinosaurs. This time Dad told me we were staying home. I cried for hours. Then came the school trip to the art gallery. Dad actually emailed my teacher to say I couldn't go. I spent the day in the library while my classmates saw golden masks and ancient mummies. And here's the kicker. My dad still went to museums. Without me. Every Saturday he came home glowing, talking about what he'd seen. The butterfly exhibit was incredible. You would have loved it. Each time he said that, it felt like a punch in the stomach. By the 6th month, I refused to take anything, not even sugar packets from restaurants or free pens from banks. The thought of stealing made me sick. By the 8th month, I was scrolling museum websites, staring at photos of the exhibitions I was missing. The 10th month nearly broke me. A new children's museum opened an excavation area where kids could dig up fake dinosaur bones. My little cousin Jake went and wouldn't stop talking about it at family dinner. Dad just looked at me from across the table. When the year finally ended, I wrote a 3-page apology letter to the Metropolitan Museum. I told them how sorry I was, how much I'd learned about respect and trust, and that I'd never do it again. Dad read the letter, nodded, and finally said, "Okay, this Saturday we're going to the Museum of Natural History." Walking through those doors again felt like coming home after being lost for a year.